I'll see the other
I'm
one.
tweeting Dylan's
Oh,
one.
we're
live?
We are live. I assume we're live. Hello, everyone at the at-home Comic-Con. I don't see a live button, so I don't have a way to look at your chat. My name is Benny. Many of you know me as the Comic Historian. Many of you others know me as that guy that is very loud and won't stop talking. And joining me today at our panel, it doesn't say we're live on my end.
I just sent you the link, Betty.
Did you? Oh,
Yeah.
okay, cool. Much
It
better.
takes a minute to update.
Just go with it. We're live, baby.
I'm going. We are live, but I had to load it so I can at least see content, like see the people now pop out
Comments.
chat. And there we go. My name is Benny. As I said, I am known as the Comic Historian, occasionally in some circles. The guy on one side of me drinking his tea. His name is Dan. He's also known as the producer for our channels. Down below me is, or wherever he's popping up, because I think we're on that featured thing, is Dylan with
Hello.
a hat. Dylan with a hat is a rare occurrence.
True.
That in itself is rare.
I own one hat. It's this.
That's your one hat.
Yeah, I'm working on it, but it's
like
hard
it.
to find good hats.
It is hard to find good hats. I've tried to become a hat guy for like 8 years now, and my head's too big.
Mine's same problem. My
Yeah.
head is enormous.
Fair.
I can't fit in a regular hat, so no hats for me. But
Well,
See,
it was same
you
thing
got to go with the
sunglasses.
beanies. It's
I have
the
to go with the
beanies. I got
sunglasses
30.
with the extra large bridge, so it looks normal on my head. And then I got to get hats that like they're like, because they don't come in sizes. They come in one size, so it has
Hat
to be
come
like
in one size.
it comes in what size?
It's true.
well, if you're getting fitted,
Are you getting fitted hats?
Fitted hats?
The guy
That's
who apparently makes far more money than me on YouTube and is getting fitted hats is Gem Mint Collectibles.
and I go by Gem Mint and only Gem Mint because if I said my real name, you would say, "Who the hell is that?" So Gem Mint to you.
It's actually Gary Mint. It's not that far.
Gary Mint. So this,
Yeah.
you're probably wondering, what is Heroes Against Humanity? It's a little part stupidity, a little part insanity, and it's a lot of your audience interactions. And if you guys don't have any part in this, then I've got a backup list over here to help us get through the day. It's really simple. I'm going to be your host, and I'm going to dictate what is happening here and what our guests get to do for our game show. You are going to start giving me powers in your chat right now. Just go ahead and start typing them out. And what's going to happen is I will go to each of our hosts over here, and they will give me a superhero, and I will give them one of your powers. And they have to tell you the origin of gaining that power or just a story with that power. They need to, we've never used this terminology, but Jem did before the episode, and I love it. They have to pitch me the new story involving that power. Okay. So the sample guy, the guy that's going to show you how this works, the very first one, going to be Dan, because I think he's the only one in the crew right now that has done this before.
That I
I've done
am.
it.
That I.
Oh, did it
Dylan
once
has as
before
well.
last year on this very
Okay.
stage.
The stage that is located in your living room.
It's true. Well, this is my office, but living room's out there.
Right.
Similar vibe.
So, all right, Dan. And then you guys will decide every round which one of our co-hosts here told the best story. You'll decide the winner here. So they can also butter you up, you know, like maybe the power involves you guys in chat. All right, Dan, give me your superhero in 3, 2, 1.
Kite Man.
Kite Man
Hell
has
yeah.
laser armpits.
Perfect. All right. So.
That works out.
All right. So Kite Man, as many of you may know, Kite Man, hell yeah, originally started from his child who kept saying hell yeah, and his dad was like, no, you shouldn't be using bad language. Eventually he becomes Kite Man, and he remembers when his son was a child. His son was not a big DC fan. He was more into Marvel. And even though Kite Man was like, hell no, he was like, all right, who's your favorite Marvel character? And he's like, well, my favorite Marvel character is Cyclops, Dad. And so paying homage to his son's favorite superhero, he thought, how do I add lasers to my fantastic Kite Man costume? And how would I possibly use them while using the kite? To which he obviously thought, well, the only place that I could safely put the lasers that would only be in use as Kite Man and not as normal man was under his armpits. However, unfortunately, this one day led to him giving up his secret identity when he was called upon by a lecturer because he raised his hand to answer a question and accidentally laser beamed the person next to him in the chair.
Oh no.
And unfortunately, that is the real reason that Kite Man had to go to villainy, because he accidentally killed his classmate in college. It was a very sad day, but luckily we now have Kite Man flying around with his laser armpits, wreaking havoc in Gotham. Hell yeah.
Feel like your superhero was lined up way too well with this, because that story would function. Like that could be a what if.
I know, I got very lucky there with that power. I'm just saying.
All right, being new to this game, how did you come up with Kite Man? Like, where do we pull that from?
I
look around you.
Honestly,
I looking around, I don't see any Kite Man on the shelf.
Dan's list of superheroes that he enjoys is very bizarre.
I was trying to think of someone who did not have like a bunch of powers, because I did not want to choose someone where it's like, oh, they've now got this new power, but all their normal powers kind of drown that out. And so I was like, okay, who can I think of? And for some reason, Kite Man came to mind.
Okay,
which is why I'm asking, because I'm over here going to say Spider-Man, and it feels like maybe that's not a good idea.
I mean, let's be honest. Spider-Man with laser armpits. Imagine him going through New York, swinging and lasering.
Imagine six-armed Spider-Man with laser armpits. That's like a lot of lasers.
Okay.
I didn't realize that we've been doing this game show enough that Dan now has a strategy.
Yeah, he's developed a meta.
It's easier to pitch. I'm just saying, it's easier to pitch when there's not much else around them, and you don't have to worry about some weird continuity behind like 80 years of this character existing. Nope, we've got like 3 years of Kite Man.
I mean, technically we got more, but I get where you're going with that. All right. To give you another example, Jem, since you're our new co-host for this, Dylan, I'll go to you next. Okay.
All right.
So give me your superhero in 3, 2, 1.
Captain America
can mimic shark sounds perfectly.
Oh, okay. Hold on. This first of all, Steve Rogers can already mimic shark sounds perfectly. You think that man doesn't know how to do that? Let's see. So he has this ability to mimic shark sounds perfectly, which actually the reason for this is that he, as a child, was thrown into the sea by his parents because they didn't want him. And a school, I guess it would be a school of sharks, circled around him and said, you know what, we like this one. This one's pretty cool. So they took him, and through some miraculous evolution, maybe it was predestination, they were saying that Steve Rogers, Captain America, eventually he's going to get the super soldier serum. So he's like built Ford tough. He started to grow.
Not a sponsor.
No, of course not. None of this is. He decided to grow. He didn't decide. He just did. He grew gills and like fins and stuff. And he learned in the waters to make these perfect shark sounds because his parents, his whole family were sharks. And nobody knew this about him. This was actually a retcon that happened years after Captain America's history was formed. They even made a movie about it, but I'll get there. So
will you?
That'll be a little bit of a twist at the end. So anyway, one day we cut to a kid in a classroom, and he's writing in a journal, and he's making all kinds of drawings and stuff. And one of them is of Captain America with gills. And the school bully comes over and he's like, hey man, why are you drawing Captain America with gills? Stupid. He doesn't have gills. He's not Captain Sharkman. And this guy's like, what are you talking about? Captain America has always had gills. Every time I dream of Captain America or I read a Captain America comic book, I always see him with gills and these fins, and he's making these shark noises, and it's great.
What?
And bear with me.
This is fantastic.
And anyway, so he goes home, this kid, he's nameless, you know. he could be anyone. Doesn't matter. Like Stan Lee said, anyone can wear the mask. This guy's not wearing a mask, but he really likes Captain America and knows that he has gills. So anyway, he goes home and he gets a knock on the door a few hours later while he's doing his homework. And who is it but Captain America? And Captain America walks in and he shakes this little boy's hand and he says, "Hey, little boy, I got wind that you've been drawing me with gills. And you know your history because you're right. I did have gills before I, went off to become Captain America." And then he makes this perfect shark noise. And the little boy's like, "Wow, that's crazy." And then they go on a journey together and they beat this like electric monster. And they also find out that their pal Black Widow has like fire powers.
Are you just
they made
adding
a movie
to
on it. They made a movie based on it. It's called Shark Boy and Lava Girl.
God. You just described Shark Boy and Lava Girl.
Yeah, really terribly, but some people in the chat caught on before I was done. But
Oh my god!
What does a shark sound like?
I was really trying to see if I could like just make one, but I really don't know what sharks sound like.
Okay, well then, in your opinion, what does a shark sound like?
Like maybe like a like something like that.
It's got to be more like a.
I was thinking like a dolphin kind of thing.
Oh, okay.
I went a much lower.
Big. They got really big. Well, they don't have lungs. They're just big. So I think it'd be like a deep sound. I don't know.
I don't know what the hell I'm going to do for my round, man. What?
Also, here's some insight, Jem, into how I picked Captain America. This mug is with a light bulb and a screwdriver sitting right
here.
I
got inspiration. I got characters to pick from, but I mean, these origin stories, I mean, we're putting a lot of thought behind them. And I'm like,
I just stole Shark Boy and Lava Girl.
Yeah.
All right, chat, give me more powers. We got to go to the next one over here. And while I'm waiting for more powers to rotate into the chat over here, don't forget, At Home Comic-Con is here for Project Hope. And if you want to help with our donations and help us reach our goal, click the link that Owen has been slapping into the chat over and over, and you can click the link down below on this video. Okay. I like this one. We're going with this one for you. Chat. Here we go.
Powers in the chat.
All right.
And I'm not even looking at the chat, so this is going to be a totally unique one. So I'm going to go with a character, one of my favorites, one that I know and love, that I can hopefully tweak to the power, and I'm going with Venom.
Okay, Venom's new power is that he is unbearably attractive.
I thought it was supposed to be new.
Tell me more.
Right. First of all, Eddie Brock himself has always been unbelievably attractive before he got the symbiote. He was a world-class weightlifter. He could have made it to the Mr. Olympic or whatever you call it when you do the performance. But he got the symbiote, and as we know, the symbiote amplifies what you already have: your strength, your agility, your cunningness, and then his attractability-ness got enhanced tenfold, which is why you always see him battling Spider-Man. Spider-Man is not really the hero in this story. He's really the villain, and he's jealous of Venom and Eddie Brock's unbelievable attractiveness that it causes them to continually battle throughout the city. Now, what's even more unique about the symbiote is that it can change and shapeshift. So not only can he be attractive as a male, he could become a beautiful woman as well. And really just limit yourself to 50% of the world population. So basically, he's able to be the most attractive human being on the planet. And there's really nothing that Spider-Man can do about it.
I love that.
Wait a minute, hold on. When you say there's nothing Spider-Man can do about it, are you implying that Spider-Man can't resist Venom's charms and they go a different direction with their relationship?
With most jealousness, there's envy, and he's just so envious of how attractive Eddie Brock was before, when he was just a writer at the not the Daily Bugle. Was it the other one? Was it the Bugle?
Yeah.
Okay. I think in the animated series, it was was it a competitor? Anyway, he was already envious, and then with the symbiote, it took it to a whole nother level, and he became Spider-Man, this masked menace vigilante to try to take down the unbelievably beautiful Venom.
So in your universe, Spider-Man becomes Spider-Man because he's really angry that Eddie Brock is
which is why
beautiful.
which is why he wears a mask. He is so jealous that he can't even show his face because of how ugly he is in comparison. Really, we're all ugly in comparison to Venom, but Spider-Man covers his face because of how he feels about that.
I love that.
For a guy that was nervous he wouldn't be able to get this game down, you got that pretty good right there.
Okay,
all
I'm
right,
glad to hear it
Chad,
because I don't know what I'm doing.
Don't worry, none of us do. All right, chat. Who had the best story for round one? Was it the most unbearably attractive Venom that Spider-Man had to become a superhero, but villain to fight against him?
Right.
Was it Captain America starring in Shark Boy and Lava Girl? Or was it Kite Man? Hell yeah, my armpits shot my neighbor.
See, Kite Man with the laser armpits makes sense because if you're like a kite and you're in the air, you're just raining terror on everybody
That's what I
below
was
you.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Like he all of a sudden becomes like truly a very menacing villain. Like you would go, hype man, oh God.
He's shooting me with armpit lasers.
And then to Dylan's point, Captain America having gills makes sense because doesn't he have scales on his costume already?
Oh, true.
Oh,
Didn't even
but
think
I
of
thought
that.
you were going to go with
that. You can't give.
I didn't
that
want
to
to.
him.
I didn't want to give it to him during, but I figured after we could have really played on the fact that he already has scales. But
Yeah.
Mhm.
it was still a good story.
Chat is giving it to the Venom story. Our
right.
first timer. Gems get point one.
Let's do it, baby. On to
All
round
right.
two.
We got round two. All right. Dan, are you ready?
Oh, am I going first again?
Yeah,
Okay.
we might as well. Otherwise, it gets a bit weird if you just backtrack through and you're just sitting there awkwardly.
Well, luckily
Nothing to
they
do.
can't see me.
Oh, yeah, that's true. But too late. Here we go.
All right. Oh God. Okay, got it.
3, 2, 1.
Moon Knight.
Ooh.
Shoots a ping pong ball uncontrollably every 5 minutes.
Oh, this is perfect. All right. So, as many of you know, Moon Knight has he has multiple personalities. He's got different identities inside him, and many people think it is random or certain situations that cause him to change the different personalities. You would be incorrect. It actually turns out every 5 minutes he shoots a moon-shaped ping pong ball that rotates him through his different personalities. And this all started in college when he was playing beer pong and he was playing fantastically and he was going. Then all of a sudden that timer hit and the moon pong shot out and landed in them. And then all of a sudden he was this completely different guy. Unfortunately, this got him the nickname Crazy Larry. He was very confused because none of his names are Larry. But as he started to go through college, every 5 minutes, he would start swapping through these different personalities. But luckily, being the superhero that Moon Knight is, Khonshu came down and was like, "Sir, if you be my fist, I will make it 10 minutes between each ping pong ball. Give you a little bit of a breathing room." And he was like, "Khonshu, make it 15." And he was like, 12 and you've got a deal. And he was like, "All right, I will take it." And so that started the legend of Moon Knight, aka Crazy Larry, and his moon pongs. And yeah, that's the real origin behind Moon Knight and why he's got different personalities. It's all related to spontaneously shooting moon pongs out of his head. That's actually why that thing is right there as well. That's where they come out.
Oh.
It's actually not part of the costume. That's like embedded in his head. But he was like, "I can work with this." So that's
Jem, you had a question for Dan.
Yes,
So the moon pongs, are they shaped like a crescent moon or are they just a sphere, like a circle?
Are they
like a
basically
moon.
Well,
golf
it's-
balls but hollow?
it depends on what time of the month it is. I mean, if it's a full moon, then it comes out as a normal pong.
Okay.
And luckily, people at first were like, "Oh, that's normal."
Okay.
And because that was normal in those times that ping pong balls would randomly shoot out. It was when it started becoming a crescent moon that people started going, "I think something's up with Crazy Larry."
But what
Yes.
about when it's a new moon?
Well, that's just a whole new different story. He just gets he gets the day off on those days. He's like, it's just
Oh,
like
nice.
he just hears
Cool.
it goes,
That's
nothing comes out.
interesting.
Finally.
What's up?
All right.
It's like my day off.
All right, Dylan with a hat. Are you ready for your round?
Yeah, totally.
Okay.
I'm not looking at my comics to find a character.
3. So you literally had like 10 minutes to find your next character.
No, I got one. I've the 10 minutes I've been deliberating whether or not I want to go with it, but I'm just gonna go with it.
Okay, 2, 1.
Thor.
Thor can create fists from his nipples.
Oh, okay. So Thor. So let's see here.
I saw that one in chat. I'm like, I have to give that to the next person.
Fair enough. So Thor, the god of fist nipples, is an Asgardian, hero, just a gentleman who has actually always been worthy, because, if you have this ability to fire fist nipples, then no one's going to question you, especially your father, who goes into the Odin sleep constantly because he's just so overwhelmed with this ability. Now, Thor, god of fist nipples, actually has a dark secret that he's never told anyone, and it's all coming out. It's all time for things to unravel. So, a little bit of background here. Mjolnir was created in a contest that was stoked by Loki. I don't actually know if this is true to Marvel canon, but this is Norse mythology canon, so I'm just gonna roll with it because I don't remember how Mjolnir was created by the dwarves, but it's non-specific in Marvel as far as I remember.
No, it's a storm trap.
Oh yeah, there's a storm god. We're not going with that. This is before 2018, whenever that retcon happened. So the dwarves decided to create Mjolnir, but what they didn't know is that Thor caught wind of this contest that was happening between the two dwarves, the sons of Ivaldi and Brock and Etri, who were both tasked with essentially making gifts for the Asgardians, and one of which was Mjolnir, Thor's mighty hammer. But Thor as a kid never really was one to use weapons. He always liked using his fists to wrestle the space cows and stuff.
Wrestle them.
Yep. So he went over to the dwarves. He went over to Brock and Etri, and he whispered some little sweet nothings into their ears, and he said, "Hey, I'm gonna need you to make me something special." And he never told anyone this, but the something special that he asked for was actually an invisible belt that went over his chest. And that's actually where the fist nipples come from. It's not an inherent power that he has. It's simply dwarven built. He's built Ford tough.
Again.
Not a sponsor.
It's called a callback.
Do you have a Ford truck or something that I don't know?
No, I actually don't. I have a Nissan.
The Ford Ranger.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like,
I want a Ford
Dylan's
Ranger.
looking out his window at his truck or something. Like,
looking around, grasping for inspiration.
That's the phrase of the day today for me for some reason. Anyway, fast forward a million years. This all comes out because there's a man called Gore the... How do I make this not sound real dirty?
Nipple Slayer. Just go.
Yeah, sure. Gore the Nipple Slayer. And
That's not dirty. It's not.
He says, "You know what? I've had it with these gods. I'm done with them because we don't get any of these special tools that they have. They get their hammers and their ships that fit into people's pockets and all these things. And I'm just like an alien dude who doesn't get any of those." And Gore's really angry about that. So he decides that he's gonna go stick it to him. And everyone's like, "What are you talking about? Thor has Mjolnir, sure, but that's like the only thing. And he barely ever uses it. It's just like a status symbol for him." And Gore's like, "What if I told you that his thing he's most famous for is a lie?" So Gore goes and he actually seduces Thor. And
what the hell?
This is a story we can tell another day, but he seduces Thor, and he gets him into his chambers with like a nice space goat rug, and there's a space fire crackling. I don't know the names of the fires of Muspelheim are crackling in Thor's fireplace.
Thor's fireplace.
and they're sharing a tender moment, and Gore goes to they're making out a little, and Thor's hair is like laying all back down there, and Gore goes and he says, "Your secret's up, the jig is done," and he unlatches on his back the belt of the fist nipples, and he takes it out and he says, "Ha ha," and he puts it on himself, and he shoots fist nipples into the ground and propels himself out of Asgard. And then, the rest is history. We all know what happens after that. So.
Right, yeah. I mean,
what? Who had the nipples at the end? Gore, the nipple butcher?
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, it's even better than Slayer. Yeah, the nipple butcher.
He took him off. He took Thor's bra, belt off of him.
Okay.
All right, yeah. How do you follow that?
Yeah. I'm gonna apologize to you now because the chat's got some interesting powers for you, Jem. All right, here we go. 3, 2, 1.
The Incredible Hulk
has the ability to make the perfect sunny side egg and toast bread with his mind.
Ooh.
So here's the thing.
Fantastic.
A lot of people think that Bruce Banner survived the Gamma Blast because there was something special inside of him. Any other regular man would have died in that blast, but instead he became the Incredible Hulk. And the reason why is because there was something special about Bruce Banner. What was he able to do again?
He was able to make the perfect sunny side egg and toast bread with his mind. I think chat's hungry, but
so the reason why he was able to survive that blast to become the Incredible Hulk because his uncanny ability to prepare the perfect sunny side up omelet or egg. And that's just half of the warpath, because the real power, the real talent behind Bruce Banner is that he was a telepath. He could make toast the crispiest golden brown with just a thought, with just a glance. Never had to pay an electric bill for any type of cooking appliances. No need for a range or a stove. And it was this power, this very gift, that allowed him to survive and become the Incredible Hulk. And forget it, when he gets angry, and as the Incredible Hulk, he can not only burn a piece of bread, no, he can burn a whole loaf. And he can make that loaf such a crispy golden brown, good enough to serve at any banquet or any evening get together. And this is widely unknown throughout the Marvel universe. The Avengers have no idea. It's a secret that he keeps close to his heart because he doesn't want them to know that he possibly got these genes from his parents. See, it was his parents that really had the telepathic abilities and the uncanny ability to make the perfect sunny side up egg. And he doesn't want Shield, Sword, the Avengers going back to find his parents and figure out where this talent comes from. So really, the anger that you see in the Incredible Hulk is not because a villain got him upset or because he stubbed his toe. It's because he has these thoughts of what would happen if Shield or Sword captured his parents and poked and prodded them and tested them to figure out where these abilities came from. He gets so angry that he becomes the Green Hulk monster that we know today, all while keeping this secret inside to protect the ones that he loves.
I loved how when you mentioned reasons he gets mad, you brought up stubs his toe. Like that's a Hulk thing now.
Well, I mean, don't you get mad when you stub your toe? I scream, why? I say, why? Why did I stub my toe?
And then you get hulked out, Jim.
Yes. Yeah. So, and there you go.
All right. Well, chat, is our winner the Incredible Hulk mad because he has to keep his secret contained? Whatever Dylan said? Or
Thor, god of nipple fists.
Oh, nipple fist. Yes. Event versus the nipple butcher.
Yes.
Or Moon Knight with the ping pong balls. And while I'm waiting for you all to decide the winner of this round, don't forget, we are doing this for charity. Project Hope. We were just told that we are 25% towards the fundraising goal. And if you want to help us get closer to that goal and get a chance to win the Comixology $30 gift card, consider giving that donation anytime during the stream. We would really appreciate helping us reach that goal.
Now,
all right.
There's something I want to say about Dylan's story. I think I really like where you went with that. It was a weapon because I think any one of us would have said he was just born with this power of fists out of his nipples. But to have a dwarven-made weapon similar to Mjolnir that he straps on, I thought that was genius.
Yeah, similar to how they retconned that Mjolnir had a storm god inside it. I retconned the retcon that he had nipple fists, that it's not an inherent ability.
And that was the real power. Mjolnir was just a status symbol. And
of course.
Looks like we got 2 for Hulk, we got 2 for Thor, and 1 for ping pong. 3 for Thor. I'm going to give this one to Dylan. Dylan is the round 2 winner.
Woo!
Well deserved.
I don't agree, but thanks, guys.
All right, Dan, are you ready for round 3?
Sure. Let's give this a shot.
3, 2, 1.
Exo Manowar.
Oh boy.
Okay. Exo Manowar has the ability to teleport, but only into awkward situations.
So Exo Manowar.
He has the ability to teleport, but only into awkward situations.
Yes.
Okay. Well, luckily, this is Exo Manowar. He's from long, long ago, where situations were only awkward, and so that is what he grew up with. Was that every situation was always horribly, horribly awkward. Eventually, the awkwardness continued because aliens showed up at the worst time. He was on the loo, and they were like, "Hey, you're coming with us." And he was like, "Wait, what?" And they took him off to space. For those of you wondering, this is actually Exo Manowar's origin. And they take him off to space. He is a prisoner on this planet, and things are no longer awkward. And he's like, "This is weird. This is weird. There's no awkwardness. Something is wrong." And all of a sudden, he starts thinking back. He starts reminiscing of his time on Earth and how every situation was awkward. And then all of a sudden, he appears in the restroom, and he looks over and he goes, "What the hell is you?" There's a guy, an alien, going to the bathroom. And he looks to the other side. And he goes, "That's the Exo Manowar suit. I'm clearly knowledgeable that is the Exo Manowar suit, and you're on the toilet." So he takes the Exo Manowar suit, and that's how he gets the Manowar. And eventually he becomes known as the Awkward Manowar because he can only show up to battles when something awkward happens. And unfortunately, the world knows this. And unfortunately for the world, they don't like the awkward situations. And they realize that over time, awkwardness starts to become hard to accomplish to get the Exo Manowar to show up to your battles. And so Exo Manowar, unfortunately, slowly starts to not get called upon. And he's like, why does no one want me? Why does no one want me to save the day? And he even asks one of the world leaders. He's like, "I saw you were at war. Why didn't you call me?" He's like, "Manowar, you're very, very helpful, but none of us could suffer the awkwardness that it takes to call upon you. And unfortunately, everyone in the army, we came to a unanimous decision that we would rather lose the war." And Exo Manowar, unfortunately, realized that his time was over, and he went off into space, only to eventually go to the bathroom and leave his Exo Manowar suit on the side for another to show up.
Wow, it comes full circle.
Yeah, that was a nice one.
I can't believe Exo Manowar's truest enemy was cringe the whole time.
All right, Dylan, are you ready?
Oh yeah. I had it and then it left. But does it
Like
have to be a comic book character?
No, it could be anyone.
All right, cool.
3, 2, 1.
Dominic Toretto from the Fast and the Furious.
Wow.
Those are superhero movies.
From the
He can't do
Fast and
anything.
Furious has the ability to turn avocados into bombs. I feel like this works for him.
Whoa! What?
It's
Dude, I
useful.
want to see that in the next one. All right, I guess I'm writing it. So where did they leave off in the last one?
I haven't seen 9 yet, but I think the space or something like that. I don't know.
Jeez.
Yeah, I won't spoil it. We'll just say, oh, I remember. You know what? We'll just say status quo. They're all back at the house in wherever they live.
Having a barbecue in the back with Corona.
Yeah, having a big barbecue with all the characters from the 40 movies that have existed. And they're all buddy. You know what? Even Hobbs and Shaw are there. It's a great time. Everyone's back, and it's the whole family is back together. And you know what? They decide, because I think they're in California. Who's to say? They're somewhere. In this, they're in California. They decide that they're going to have a California cookout. And you know what California is known for these days? Avocados.
I was thinking something else.
In this, they're known for avocados. So they decide that they're going to make, avocado burgers, the classic avocado toast. They're going to make some guacamole. They're going to, they're going all out with this avocado stuff. Just put avocado on anything and you got it going. So they go and they get all the avocado, and CG Paul Walker drops it off, and then he leaves because we don't have budget for him anymore. and they keep doing that in the movies. That's not me writing that in. That's them.
Paul Walker will never leave.
No, he will be in every single one. So and they're cooking everything up, and then Dom comes home because he wasn't there for a while. So he comes home and he starts going to grab an avocado, and he takes it and he's like, man, this is hot. Was this already on the grill? And they're like, no, it's not. It's like, all right, whatever. Maybe I'm just got a fever or something. So he goes and he puts it on the grill, and he gets the skin ready or whatever to open it up. I don't know why he's doing this. I don't think he knows how to cook an avocado, but that's what he's doing with it. So then he takes it off and he takes the knife and he starts cutting into it. And the second he cuts into it, it explodes. Dominic Toretto's gone. He's dead. And then title card, Fast 10, the death of Dom Toretto. And the whole movie, you work back from there. You start there, and it's there's this. Didn't they clone him? No, he had a secret brother. Yeah,
secret brother.
Yeah, secret brother. There's
who's a secret agent, by the way.
Yes. So they flash back to that scene, and the lady is like, hey, guess what? Also, we cloned you, and as a side effect of that, you might have some powers. And the rest of the movie is just Dominic Toretto finding out that he has these really strange powers that help him out, such as he trips over a rock one day and then he discovers that he can fly just a little bit, but only after he trips. Actually, he can't
Are you adding your own chat powers to Dom now?
Yeah, because I already used the one and it killed him. So, but I won't spoil what's in the movie, but it's a lot of fun. There's powers like that. Here, I'll give you another taste of one. There's one where he's in a car chase, as he would be in Fast 10, and he does a turn so hard that how when you're in a car and you hit the wheel real quick like this, and it won't let you turn it all the way around.
Yeah, like this.
It stops you, because the wheels can't go that way. Well, he discovers that he can 360 his wheel. So he's like Tokyo Drift. Check this out, and he just spins the wheel completely and breaks physics. And that's another one of the powers he has. But that
would explain a lot of the movies.
Yeah. So that's the those movies love to retcon things, as is the case with this show as well. And the retcon there is that Dom Toretto was cloned. And actually, by the way, the clone that they mentioned never comes up in this movie. It's just a way to excuse that he has weird superpowers.
Okay, that's the next.
He's gonna do the clone in the next one. Yeah. That's how we get him back after he dies at the end, because the avocado. The clone comes in and he doesn't have powers. So it's like that movie never happened.
Oh,
Anyway,
But it's like the beer fest thing where he shows up and I'm like, I'm just like my other guy. You can call me Dom as well. We'll pretend I'm the same person. Let's do this.
yeah, exactly.
Competition stiff this time, Jim. All right. 3, 2, 1.
All right, I'm gonna go with Rick Grimes from The Walking Dead.
Okay, you guys. Okay, Rick Grimes has the ability to blow up one time, like the worst X-Men ever.
That's just what I did.
Rick Grimes goes into a coma. He's a police officer. There's a shootout. He catches some shrapnel to the head. He's out for months. He wakes up in the hospital. He's all alone. He walks around. It's completely deserted. Goes outside. He finds a horse wandering around. He gets on the horse. He starts to trot along to see that the world has been infested by zombies. Immediately, he freaks the hell out. He knows he's been born with this power to blow up just one time, but he doesn't want to use it right away. He knows that he has a calling, a greater good.
How does he know?
For him to blow up one time and save all of humanity. So Rick Grimes goes on a quest. He doesn't go get Carl or Coral. He doesn't look for his wife or Shane or any of them. That was all fabrication told later on to make you think that Rick Grimes was some type of family man, some type of leader of humans, but really he was the savior. He came up with an elaborate scheme to lure all of the zombies. Well, they're not called zombies. They're called walkers in this universe. He had to lure them all to one centralized location that was away from population, away from the rest of the humans, so that he could trigger his one power, so he could destroy them all. Now, the older Rick gets, the stronger the blast will be. So as a child, the blast would have been a mere poof, which would have still killed him. And he knows this. And as he's growing older, his power is getting more and more intense. It's developing within inside his soul. So he figures out how to lure the walkers. He has some live human bait that he drags behind the horse as he's trotting throughout the city to get to a centralized, deserted location. He really wants to go to a desert area. So he wants to go to the Midwest, Arizona, Nevada area, but not near Las Vegas. And he ends up trailing along about 30 live humans behind him while he's luring all of these zombies to the desert. And he goes there in an attempt to trigger his power, to save humanity. He knows it's stronger as he gets older, so he waits and he waits and he waits until he's 85 years old. And he says, you know what? I think this is as strong as it's going to get. And right before he can let his power go out and destroy almost all of the walkers in America, he dies of old age and never activates his power. And everybody dies. The human race is finished.
Oh my
what
God.
a twist!
That was amazing. I'm gonna just say Jem is really good at this for being a first timer. Like, oh my gosh.
Well,
we're gonna have to bring back champions, like the champion round or whatever. Also, I just want to know, now that I've been watching you talk, Jem, I realized the lights over your omnibuses, they all change.
They do.
it adds to the drama.
Yeah.
I've been looking. I like how sometimes they match up the two sides. Like sometimes they're both blue.
Hold on, this is like The Office, and you're watching the DVD
Yeah.
logo. Yeah, going for that perfect corner. And everyone's
Also-
cheering me on. I'm thinking you're cheering me on because of my story, but you're just getting excited that the lights are. syncing.
The story's great too. Yeah.
That's true.
All right, so Chad has
So
already
there you
given it
go.
out here. We already got 2 for Jem, but let me know who you think told the best story here. Was it Jem with the Rick Grimes that can blow up once and never does? What?
This doesn't. It's a
I
sad
just
tale.
love that he
Dominic
knows
Toretto
from
gaining
birth.
new powers randomly,
How did he know?
or was it? Oh crap! What did Dad have? What did
I don't even
Exo
remember. Oh,
Man of
Exo
War.
Man of War.
awkward man of war?
Awkward Man of War.
And don't forget, once again, guys, we are doing this for charity, Project Hope. And if you do a donation, you get a shot at winning yourself a $30 Comixology gift card. So make sure you go ahead and help us with this Project Hope, raising money to fight COVID-19. The whole thing is put together for charity. So, of course, we would love for you to participate in our charity. And
I thought the winner of this was going to get the $30 gift card. What the hell?
if you can win the last round, Jem, I'll hook you up.
I'm just joking.
You look like you're a little light on comics.
I need that 30.
We got one for Dan and the Awkward Man of War, and we got one for Dominic Toretto, but I feel like they're pity votes at this point. So going with Jem for the winner. So Jem has the lead.
Nice.
But in standard, whose line is it anyway fashion? None of those points matter. The winner of this round takes it all.
We're all warmed up. We all got a hang of it.
Okay, this is the winner take all round. All right, Dan.
All right.
3, 2, 1. Oh, we lost Jem.
He'll be back.
3, 2, 1. Superhero.
Ghostmaker.
Oh no.
Has the ability to turn into a werewolf anytime someone mentions chocolate.
Oh, okay.
That's so specific.
All right. So, for those of you who don't know, Ghostmaker is Batman's greatest rival. And over their training over many, many years, Batman and Ghostmaker would always be having these competitions between each other. And in this version, though, both of them are from Gotham. They actually grew up. If you remember Thomas Elliot, that actually in this universe is Ghostmaker. And the two of them both coincidentally lose their parents in completely separate alleys, but at the same night. So they have this weird connection. And so both of them are like, you know what? We need to stop crime. We need to go out there and do this. So they both go out and they start training, and they're both training to become the best. And as they go through different leaders, different instructors, different masters, Bruce keeps losing. He keeps losing to Ghostmaker. But Bruce knows something. Bruce knows Ghostmaker's weakness. So when they finally go to their next master, right before their test, to start figuring out who is going to be the victor, who's going to get to go back to Gotham and save Gotham, Bruce pulls out a Hershey's chocolate bar.
Oh no.
And he throws it at Ghostmaker. And Ghostmaker looks at him and goes, Bruce, how dare you? This was supposed to be. And he starts howling at the moon as he changes into a werewolf, and he grabs the chocolate and he scurries away and he starts eating this chocolate. And Bruce is like, that's right. I didn't know it went that bad. I thought he just howled. I didn't realize he turned into an actual werewolf. But that is right, Master. Only one of us can save Gotham. And it's clearly the guy that's going to dress like a bat, not someone that actually changes into something else. And the Master looks at him and goes, you're both crazy, but he's eating chocolate, so I can't really debate this right now. Bruce, you get to go back and be the savior of Gotham. Ghostmaker eventually calms down after he finishes chocolate bar, and he turns back to normal. And so infuriated by this, he starts to binge eat chocolate. He goes, I will accept who I am. And he goes to different parts of the world because he's still looking for a master to tell him that he truly is the better one. He deserves to go save Gotham. But unfortunately, every single time he eats chocolate, he ends up killing people. And he does not know this. But he starts to see the ghosts. And the ghosts of all these people that he has killed while he is a werewolf chocolate man start following him. And that's when he goes, I have come up with my name. I am the Ghostmaker. That is my story.
Poetic.
Jim,
hold on, I'm sorry.
We thought you retired as a champion. We thought you were just like, I'm out.
I went out on a high note. So what was that? Ghostmaker becomes a werewolf when he eats chocolate?
Yes,
yes.
that is.
Got it.
I'm glad. You know what? Yeah, I'm gonna say
No.
I did a good enough job. If he can come in halfway through and understand what I'm talking about, I will.
That's how good of a storyteller Dan is. I was able to piece it together. I missed the origin, but I got to the finale. And as always, it comes full circle. So I loved it.
Yeah. All right, Dylan. I see you looking for the superhero.
No, I was doing the thing where I figured it out like 5 minutes ago, but then forgot it the second it was like time to recount it. So I had to think of it again, but I got it.
All right. 3, 2, 1.
Professor X
has the one above alls personal cell phone number.
Oh, sweet. Dude.
Again,
This is awesome.
Professor X.
Yeah, true. He's got the one above all on speed dial. So for a little background on Professor X, of course, he's Charles Xavier. He was a man with a dream, a mutant with dreams of humans and mutants coexisting, and this was all good for him. And he one day, as the story goes, in a retcon 2 years ago, he was sitting on a bench one day, and then this lady came up to him and was like, "Hey, we're gonna lose like all the time forever, and no one can know." So thus the current status quo of X-Men happens, where they're on an island called Krakoa, and they're doing all kinds of stuff. Mutants are a nation now. You got Apocalypse being a cool guy, and Gorgon's there too for some reason. Well, he's dead now. Well, he's not, but like it's weird. And all of this, there's a big question mark about like all of this. It kind of just happened, right? Like the statement at the start of this is, Professor X, he reached out to every human mind on the planet and said, "Humanity, while you slept, everything changed," or whatever the quote is. And it's far better than how I just stated it. But humans are like, what happened? Mutants are gone. They're all on Krakoa now. That's wacky. And people are starting to ask questions now, like a few months in universe, like after this has happened. You got your Ben Urich sniffing around Seneca Park being like, "Hey, wasn't that guy dead? The guy who makes all your costumes, he was dead, like for sure, and now he's back, right?" And we know that all these mutants are back because of the Five, who's this group of mutants who can come together with their powers combined and resurrect everyone, not become Captain Planet. That's different. But here's the thing. To peel the curtain back, we all know, readers of the comics, that Moira is the one who's got the machinations behind all this, and Professor X and Magneto, they're really just pawns in all of this. But what if I told you that not only is Moira a mutant, but the one above all is a mutant? Now we got something. And what if I also
what we got,
told you?
I don't know, but I just
what if I also told you that the one above all has a cell phone for some reason? I don't know where he got it. I guess he just
everybody does
materialized
nowadays.
Yeah, I mean, he's the one above all. I'm not sure why he needs a phone, but I guess he wanted to like be hip with the kids. He's been around forever. Like they say Apocalypse was the first mutant, or Namor was the first mutant. No, it was the one above all. He was the first mutant. And you don't believe any of this propaganda about celestial blood infecting the earth in 1 million BC, and that's what caused mutants eventually. No. It's just that the one above all was kind of a freak, and he was like, eventually I want some of my children to like be like me, but for some reason makes them lose all the time. So anyway, all this to say, what my real pitch is,
I don't know where you're going with this.
As Benny yawns.
That's all background. Now we're getting to the real meat of it. So I'm going to pitch you a book
out.
here.
He's tapped out.
This is called, what's a good name for this?
Filibuster?
No. Well, maybe. It depends on the issue. We'll come up with a name for it later. Essentially, every issue is going to be a different call between Professor X and the one above all.
It'll be the X of phones. There you go.
There you go.
The
10 of
stuff.
phones. Because also the one above all has a 10-digit phone number, because he's like, I wanted one more number than everyone else has. So it's 10 of phones.
Is Hickman writing this? It sounds so good.
This is actually so after Hickman writes Inferno and is supposed to leave, he's actually not. He's just coming back to write
Inferno.
Yeah.
Infono.
So yeah, each issue is just going to be, you know, these conversations between Professor X and the One Above All, where Professor X is like, "Hey man, why have you like persecuted us forever? Like, you're one of us, man. Why do we lose at the end of every timeline?" And the One Above All is like, "I don't know, you tell me." And he's like super cryptic about it and like really annoying. And meanwhile, in the background, like Moira's like, "Dude, stop bothering the One Above All. We gotta get back to Krakoa." And every issue ends with like, you know, like the classic like dragging the guy off by his ear off frame. That's what happened. Moira just drags Professor X off the phone. Then you hang up, and the book just goes on forever, and it's pointless, and nothing ever comes of it. It's like the same issue, the same story, just told cyclically, and nothing ever comes of it. And that's
so it's Reign of X. No, I'm joking.
Okay, I gotta ask: am I the only one that, like, for a moment there, pictured like some like high school girls like on their bed, like, "Oh hey,
That's basically what it is.
Oh hey, One Above All, how you doing?"
I'm doing great, XE. He had to have a nickname for him, you know. I don't even know where that one went, Dylan. I'm sorry.
What am I gonna do with that?
I don't know, but you started with, "Oh, this is perfect," and then
well, because my original thing was I wanted to say Professor X and then use whatever the power was to create the current status quo for X-Men. And I could have very easily just been like, "Oh, he called the One Above All and was like, 'Hey man, can you hook us up?' And then that's how Krakoa happened."
okay.
But then I was like, that'll take me 2 seconds to explain. So I need to spin my wheels for a while.
Oh, all right. Well, we'll see what people think of it. But let's go.
That's a vote of confidence if I've ever heard one.
We've got a classic one from our first game. This is the power we're going to be giving you, Jem.
All right. I'm going to go with Jubilee.
Jubilee can fire miniature versions of herself from her hands.
All right. So Jubilee, as we all know, part of the X-Men, often overlooked, considered a joke. Her powers of shooting her little fireworks, big deal, right? Oh, no. Jubilee has a secret. She can not only shoot fireworks out of her hands, she can shoot miniature versions of herself out of her hands. Now, she was going to use these powers early on with the attack of the Sentinels and to help her fellow mutants, but Multiple Man was already in the mix, and she didn't want to make him feel inferior by using a power that is the only power he identifies with. She's got her firework power, so she's content with just hanging back and just being, underestimated as the teenager with the cool clothes that can shoot fireworks. 4th of July parties are all the rage, especially on Krakoa, and she's the star, so she doesn't need to really flex those powers of shooting multiple versions of herself out there until
they celebrate American Independence Day on Krakoa.
Oh, no. The 4th of July just happens to be the same day Krakoa was created and the mutants gained their sovereignty. Is that how you say it? And it just, it's really sticking it to the man in America because they took it for themselves. They celebrate the 4th of July, Krakoa's independence, and Jubilee's the star along with Dazzler. And they put on quite a show. Unfortunately, one time Jubilee had a little too much to drink on the 4th of July, and she was, having one of the best performances of her life. The light show was amazing. And as she's doing her grand finale, the fireworks show of all time, she starts unleashing her real power, and little miniature versions of herself are shooting out of her hands, and they're shooting fireworks out of their hands. And then more of them come out of the smaller ones. It's like a Russian nesting doll. And before you know it, the dark sky is completely bright. Nighttime no longer exists. It is forever daytime over Krakoa because she unleashed this insane power of hers. Now, meanwhile, you have Multiple Man. He's sitting back. He's watching all this transpire, and he's overwhelmed with grief. Hey, I thought I was special. I was the only one that could make multiple versions of myself. She can do it. And not only can she do that, she can shoot fireworks out of her hands and the hands of the multiples and the multiples after that. He's stricken with grief. He commits suicide, ritual suicide on Krakoa on the 4th of July, tarnishing the holiday for all time. Now, then you have Jubilee. She's embarrassed. She didn't want everyone to know she had this power. They never have the nighttime anymore. It's always daytime over Krakoa because the the reverb of the fireworks just never go away, and they just continue to ripple throughout the atmosphere above Krakoa. So she leaves the X-Men, she leaves Krakoa, and she goes back to America. And every 4th of July, while Americans are celebrating their independence, she's just overstricken with grief on the Krakoan 4th of July that she ruined for all time.
Wow.
All
That's
right,
beautiful.
chat. Let us know who the final victor is. But Jem, I don't know if we can bring you back. You're too good at this.
Yeah,
can I say?
Jem, you're really good at like taking a power and thinking of its max limit immediately and then like building to that. Very
Like,
well.
I didn't even think of Jubilee making smaller Jubilees and making the sun stay up there. Like,
I'm spent.
That's fair.
oh, we got 3 more hours of this, Jem. I don't know what you're
It
gonna
took
do.
all my mental
Oh.
energy to conjure that one up.
Our first vote is Dan,
I wasn't expecting that.
and then Jem.
Who wins it all, chat? Give it to us.
Yeah, and don't forget, while you're putting your votes in as to who the winner was, Jem with multiple versions of Jubilee, Dylan with a one-off issue of the One Above All calling Professor X, or
No,
Dan.
it's not one issue. It goes on forever.
It's a series,
Oh God,
It
even
never
worse.
an
ends.
ongoing, if you will.
Yes. It's an ongoing anthology.
Or Dan with crap. What did Dan have?
Ghostmaker
Ghostmaker.
becomes a chocolate werewolf.
Yeah,
Yes.
Ghostmaker becoming a
I
chocolate.
should have made him a werewolf made of chocolate. Ah, missed opportunity.
True.
And don't forget,
That's
guys,
the
we
remake.
are. Oh, we crossed the threshold. Can we get it over 1,200 today? We are at 1152 right now on our goal of donations towards Project
Dang.
Hope, helping out with COVID. Can we get it over that? Can we get it over 1,200? And anybody who
Push it,
does donate,
folks.
you get a shot at winning a $30 Comixology gift card. All right, the winner looks like wow, Jem. They really love you.
Yeah, it's
You got one
overwhelmingly
pity vote.
Jem.
You got one pity vote, Dylan.
Thank you,
I
TV.
figured Jubilee would be a good one because she is kind of lame. You know what I mean? Like her powers do kind of suck.
Yeah.
They did the vampire thing for her, which kind of
That's true.
made her a little bit more interesting. The kid thing, Shogo, is that? I think that was
Yeah,
the
she has
name.
a pet
Yep,
dragon.
Shogun.
That's her kid.
Pet dragon. Well, it became a kid, I think, in Excalibur, right? Or vice versa.
Yeah, that
Vice
the kid
versa.
I think it
becomes the
was a
dragon.
kid
Yeah.
when Shogo goes to Otherworld. He
Otherworld
becomes
is
a
what it
dragon.
So I figured anything you give me has got to make her a little bit more interesting.
Using Dan's logic, if I got nowhere to go but up.
Yeah.
Like Rick Grimes was kind of based on that logic too. Like he doesn't do anything, you know. But anyway,
Oh, don't throw it at me. They say that if we don't get 3K today, it's my fault.
so I just noticed. So as the host doesn't play, huh?
No, not well. So I can alter things if it's steer it back to what it's governed. But you guys are great today. I didn't have to do very much with it at all.
Good.
So
Glad to know we
when-
didn't suck.
Yeah, exactly.
It's true.
But I kind of get it back on track
You're
normally when we've done this for a while now. So sometimes we have people who can't get it on track. Or I think one time I'm not going to name the individual who joined us, but she just kept messing with it. It's like, all right, we're gonna stop. And our winner is, I just saw it pop up and now I got to pull it back. Oh, where's the chat? There we go. The
$30
winner is
Comixology gift card.
Jeremy K has won our $30 Comixology gift card. Bernadette, Jubilee lame. I rescind my vote for Jem.
I had a
gets it.
feeling I was going to lose some votes on that. I mean, I liked you. I picked her.
Already
But
cast.
anyway, yeah.
All right, our grand champion is Jem. First
Very well,
timer.
very earned. Very earned.
Yeah.
Good stories.
Thank you. I appreciate it. It was fun. I was nervous. I really enjoyed your guys' stories. I didn't know if I was going to be able to compete. I was scared a little bit, but wow. Thank you guys. Thanks for the votes.
We'll be shipping the trophy to your house.
Okay, cool. I'll accept.
It's going to be a cell phone with the One Above All's phone number on it.
10 digits. Yo, the 10
Very
digits
valuable.
had sent me though, because that was a great little tie-in.
That was a joint with Dan there. Thank you, Dan.
Right.
Joint
A little-
collaboration.
Phones.
Yeah.
All right, guys. I don't know how we're supposed to end this, but don't forget, my name is Benny. I'm the comic historian. That is Dan. He works on this stuff with us. Dylan has his Orin comics.
Hey, check out Absolutely Marvel and DC.
Yeah,
a
okay,
channel
hey.
where 3 of us and sometimes guests. We'll probably have Jem on eventually. Talk about, Marvel, DC shows, comics, movies. Well, not comics, but sometimes we talk about it integrated. If you like hearing us people talk, you'll enjoy that channel.
That's a great. I didn't even know what to do as our promotions. Good idea, Dylan. Absolutely, Marvel and DC. And Jem, where can they find you as we're closing out with our final donations here?
You can find me here on YouTube at Gemmin Collectibles. I do statue unboxing and reviews, and I post pictures of them on Twitter, and I make Benny jealous and oftentimes make him order them himself. I also read weekly comics and do reviews on them, as well as sometimes I deal with these omnibus, but man, it's been a while. But yeah, check me out.
And yes, don't forget, this is the at-home Comic Con. I'm just clarifying because Dan couldn't find it correctly earlier. There's apparently a Comic Con at home, and we're the at-home Comic Con.
This is the AHCC, baby.
Yeah, raising money for COVID relief. If you want to join in those donations, we are officially at $1,152 for the first day, and they will be back tomorrow morning. And I don't have the schedule in front of me, but the organizers are listening in and can tell me what time it's going to start and what the first panel is. That'd be great. And I'll just ramble for a moment and drag that out so I can give the morning promotion.
Also trying to look for it.
The organizers don't know either, apparently, because I'm not getting confirmation.
Wait, hold on, I got it. 10 a.m. Eastern with the great superhero debate tomorrow.
There we go. Awesome. All right, guys. Thank you so much for joining us today. I'm assuming I'm assuming they're gonna end it. So thank you for joining us today at Home Comic Con. And we will see you, I'm assuming, next year, but check back tomorrow morning for the next panel here.
Thanks for watching.
I don't know why I'm waiting. Hey, they can see me now. Hey.
You just gotta scream. Look
Look at me. I'm a word.